Today I'm going to be giving some entrepreneurship advice for students. Now, being an entrepreneur and a student is difficult because you have a full course load usually. Depending on what you're studying in college, you're probably spending a lot of money to actually attend there. So you're going to want to do a good job. Whether you're in university or you're in college, you need to do a good job in order to pass. You don't want to be there for the rest of your life. You don't want to waste the money you're spending. But at the same time, these are very vital years of your life. Maybe you want to be an entrepreneur. Maybe you want to start a business. Albeit it might be related to your field, or it may not be related to your field at all that you're studying in school. But if you want to do it and your heart asks for it, life is too short. Anything can happen at any time. There's no guarantee you're going to live to 80. I'm not trying to be a bummer here. I'm trying to be an optimist. Get out there and do stuff. Do the things that you love. So go ahead and launch that business. What I'm going to tell you to do is, if it's actually manageable, if you can spend more time on it, if your school work isn't so demanding, you actually have time to sit down for a little bit, launch that business. I'm not saying kill all your free time, but do it because you think it's fun. My first tip is to just do it. Second tip, get a feel for it. Once you launch your business, whether that's a Shopify dropshipping store, whether you're launching a marketing agency like I did when I was 18, or if you're looking into writing your own books. If I find writing books very good to do, because you don't have clients to manage, you can go ahead and write those books, and then when you're ready, you can self-publish to Amazon. Stuff like that is really good. If you're going to launch that business, do it while you're in school, because by the time you're out of school, let's say you've published 10 books, and it's possible, right? 500 words a day for 4 years. You can publish 10 small ebooks. And if those start, accruing revenue over time, you can actually pay off some of your student loans. So I recommend doing that. I don't think it's best practice to wait for 4 years, start searching for a job, and then try to build something. I think you should start as early as possible. But given that, these are tips for student entrepreneurs, but also if you're out of school and you're just recently been a student, or you're really old, it's never too late to start. So my advice to you is to start immediately, and if you want to accomplish the most results over time, create a consistent plan and schedule. Create a book, create a to-do list, and do the same tasks every single day. That means 500 words of writing every single day, no matter how hard it gets. But you can't do more. You can't do 1,000, because the next day you won't want to do any. You'll tell yourself, hey, I did 1,000, I did more than I need to, I'm tired today, I'm going to take the day off. The next day you'll do 200. Don't do it that way. Stick to 500 words every single day for the year. Do that every year. If you can increase it next year, do it next year. But don't increase it too much. Increase it by 20%. Write 500 plus whatever 20% of 500 is every single day for the year. Eventually you will build a sustainable business. A lot of the 10X companies out there, the bigger businesses, the bigger industry leaders, I'm trying to think of a couple of them. Southwest Airlines used the same method of continuing to grow year by year by year by year, even when economic recession hit. Now, other companies, they were huge gains in 1 year, didn't do much the next year, didn't do much the next year, did way more than Southwest the next year, and they eventually failed. If you held their stock at the beginning of their company's life cycle, or whatever you call it, maybe in the 70s or something, not Southwest, but the competitor companies, 20, 30 years later, fast forward, that stock would drop. You would lose your money. Whereas if you had invested in a company, a 10X company like Southwest, that implemented that daily strategy, you would actually, your money would just appreciate incredibly for buying that stock. I don't know how much, I don't have the facts here, but it's certainly something that happened. So if you go about that while being a student entrepreneur, just realizing, hey, you don't have to stress yourself out. Just do the same consistent amount of work every day with a small slot of free time you have. You don't have to kill yourself. You don't have to have a really tiring schedule. You can just do the things you love, and you can do them in a very empirical and methodical fashion to build your business. So that's my tip for student entrepreneurs. That's one thing. It took me 3 years of going crazy, working, and then not really realizing where I should allocate or save my funds, and going nuts, and then not working for 2 weeks, and then working every single day for 24 hours. Like, that doesn't work. You got to be consistent. What I recommend is a notebook. Notebooks will help you plan your whole week on 2 pages. Flip the page, plan the next week on those 2 pages. That's going to help you immensely. So that's my advice for student entrepreneurs. Be sure to subscribe, and good luck.